TIFU by cracking a joke about Space Force. Last night as I was coming home from picking up dinner, I hopped on the elevator in my apartment at the same time as a guy wearing a Space Force t-shirt. Being in the DC area, I'm used to all sorts of military people wearing casual armed forces shirts in the gym, but I had never seen a Space Force shirt, ever. So, I turn to the guy and make a joke because I'm 100% that annoying person that likes to break awkward silences on elevators. I say to him, sometimes I forget that the Space Force is a real military branch. He looks at me very seriously and says, it's most definitely real. I used to be in charge of it. That's right. My dumb ass unknowingly made a joke about Space Force to the former commanding officer of the United States Space Force, who apparently lives in my building. I recovered by saying that I work at Veterans Affairs. True. And that one of our long-term efforts is getting all of the VA systems updated to include USSF. Also true. Which got me a smile from him, but the damage was already done. I did a little Googling when I got to my apartment, and not only was this guy the former commanding officer, but he's known informally as the father of Space Force, and is a retired general. TLDR made a joke about Space Force to a former general known as the father of Space Force, and almost died of embarrassment. I once met a gentleman who told me he worked at a local community college, which I referred to as high school with ashtrays. He found it very funny, which was a very generous response coming from the executive director of the school. Nice that you met Steve Carell. I think if you go ahead and refer to the father of the Space Force as Space Daddy, you'll get back into his good graces. Invite him over, get him drunk, ask about aliens, report back. Meh. The Air Force is so damn happy that the Space Force is around so that the other branches start picking on them. TF does the Space Force do? Like NASA but more involved with territories in space? One of the biggest missed recruitment opportunities. Not including Space Cadet as an actual rank in the Space Force. Personally, I would have signed up in a heartbeat. Yes, I'm quite sure General Raymond is quite used to remarks and jokes like that and took it well. He does have a sense of humor, even if he bears a passing resemblance to Lex Luthor. I don't think it was a foo. Trump was and is a dillweed. But credit where credit is due. The Space Force is actually pretty cool. All the government space agencies used to be part of the Air Force. And all he really did was break them off into their own branch and give them more funding. Classic business, organizational restructuring. Not much more than that. Plus, be honest, if Obama had come up with the Space Force, he would have been lauded as this JF-esque visionary with hopes and dreams and ambitions for the future of American space travel. On your tombstone, made fun of the father of space. Wait, you ran into Steve Carell and didn't recognize him? Making fun of Space Force is never a foo. Op bow to die peacefully in their sleep to an orbital railgun. Look up rods from God if you want to be blown away by a proposed weapons system from like 10 plus years ago. As a follow-up, you should have said you thought Elon was in charge of it. What is he offended about? He hasn't fought any space wars. It'd like being offended if people didn't think Subway was real and you worked there. At least you didn't say Spaceballs. The concept of a Space Force is still an abstract thought to many people. I'm sure he is used to it. Whatever man, F that dude. You can't own space, puffs on a space spliff. Raymond just retired 3 months ago. Hope he is happy. I live near Space Force. Whenever I go down the road past its gate I laugh because I forget it's a real thing since the most I've heard of it was the show.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicuricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.